Dungeons & Dragons is a game where you can do anything your imagination can think of. Creating a magical castle in another plane of existence or raining down fire upon your enemies, chances are there's a spell for you. But sometimes when a spell meets another spell and they love each other very much, that's the wrong talk. Sometimes when you put multiple spells together, the combinations can be incredibly powerful. And that's going to be the focus for today's video. Today, we're going to be going over 5 more overpowered spell combinations in D&D 5e. I think this is the 4th spell combination video I've created to date, so if you really feel like pissing off your DM, you can go ahead and check those out after the video. I put them in the description below. Anyways, before I get into it, I always have the 2 quick callouts. One is that if you have any spell combinations you've used in your games or have thought of any combinations, please leave a comment. I read every comment and almost reply to pretty much every single one of them, and who knows, I might even feature your combo in the next video. And second is a quick disclaimer that says some of these combos will require another caster, just due to the concentration and the rules around spell casting and around. But with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the content. Starting off with our first combo, I have something that I like to call fast food. Nope, we're not talking about McDonald's or Burger King, we are talking about the spell combination that requires 2 spellcasters with the ability to cast 3rd and 4th level spells, and those spells would be Polymorph and Haste. It involves polymorphing a team member into a T-Rex and then casting Haste on that T-Rex. And that's why it's called fast food. Now, Haste is a powerful spell on its own right. You cast it on another party member and they are a force to be reckoned with. But if you cast Haste on a T-Rex, now you have a super fast hungry death machine. The reason this combo is so strong is because of how Haste works. Quick side note here is that many people have an incorrect understanding of how Haste works. It doubles the target's speed, increases their AC by 2, gives advantage on dexterity saving throws, and allows the target another action per round. The part that many people get wrong is the extra action part, because it specifically states if you use that action to take an attack, you can only ever make 1 extra attack with that action. This is to prevent characters like fighters that get 5 million attacks per round from having 10 million attacks per round. And this specific clarification is exactly why I chose the T-Rex for Polymorph. Naturally, since you only get 1 extra attack, you want to make sure that attack does the most damage possible. If you're unfamiliar with the T-Rex, it is a huge beast with a 2-strike multi-attack. As you can probably guess, it has a bite attack, but it also has a tail attack. But the bite is really what we're looking at here. A single bite deals 4d12 plus 7 damage per hit. This is, on average, 31 damage per bite attack. Assuming you hit with your hasted attack, you get an extra 30 damage per round of combat with it. Now that sounds incredibly powerful because it is, at level 8 when you first get access to it. This combo slowly falls off the higher levels you get. The higher level you become, the significantly less powerful beast you come across, at least in standard D&D. But even if the T-Rex is still one of the most powerful beasts you can polymorph into, it still has 136 health and can tank some hits. And if it's hasted, it has an AC of 15, deals on average 81 damage per round, assuming its attacks hit, and it has a plus 10 bonus to hit, so it's a pretty safe bet they're gonna hit. And I don't care who you are, if you see a T-Rex running at you at Mach 10, you're probably going to have a bad time. Moving on, we have a style of a combo that I want to talk about. These are combos that utilize a spell that conjures allies to help you in battle. I'll go ahead and give you a quick 2-for-1 deal here. This first combo is what I like to call Bad Breath. This is the combination of the 3rd level spell Animate Dead and the 2nd level spell Dragon Breath. While Animate Dead is a 3rd level spell, it is preferred to use the 4th level variant of this spell or even replace it with the 5th level spell Danse Macabre as a variant. As long as this spell creates multiple zombies, it'll work, doesn't matter. Dragon's Breath, on the other hand, is a spell that gives a creature a breath weapon and allows you to choose the damage type between acid, cold, fire, lightning, and poison. We're gonna go ahead and choose poison here, and you might see where this is going. Zombies, as you might be aware, happen to be immune to poison damage. And therein lies the secret to this combo. You cast Dragon Breath on a zombie in your horde of zombies, and all of your zombies then mob your target, continually trying to grapple them. If you summon 3 zombies, that is at least 2 grapple checks the target needs to make, all while being breathed upon by some nasty ass breath from another zombie. Meanwhile, you're sitting there blasting from a distance with other spells, so it's a win-win. Another version of this conjuration type combo is arguably stronger by replacing Animate Dead with Conjure Minor Elementals. Instead of zombies, summon 4 magma mephits. Have them all grapple the target, and instead of using poison breath, use the magma mephit's built-in fire breath. This variation is something that I like to call playing with fire. And there's a reason, because you don't need the Dragon's Breath for this variation. You instead can use Conjure Minor Elemental, along with everybody's favorite 3rd level spell, Fireball. Conjure Minor Elemental allows you to summon up to 8 elementals, but for this combo specifically, we're going to summon the 4 Magma Mephits. Now, this spell alone is incredibly powerful, as each Magma Mephit has a Fire Breath that deals 2d6 damage on a failed dex save in a 15-foot cone. But that's not what we're going to be doing. The plan is to have all 4 of your Mephits run up, surround your quarry, grapple or fire breath them. Meanwhile, you hang back and then fireball the lot, since magma mephits are immune to fire, and your target's going to be the only one taking damage. Conjuring allies is honestly strong enough as a spell, but using some variations of these combos, they are bound to frustrate your DM, so be warned. Moving on to the 3rd combination, we have something that I like to call 1000 Cuts. Yeah, I'm running out of originality here, I'm doing my best, I'm sorry. This is the combination of Thorn Whip and the 2nd level spell Spike Growth. I covered a similar version of this combo at a higher level, but I wanted to include this one because it's available at level 3 as soon as you can cast 2nd level spells. Thorn Whip creates a Whip of Thorns, who would have guessed, and you can use it to attack a creature within 30 feet of you. If your spell hits, it deals a d6 of piercing damage, and if the creature is large or smaller, it is pulled 10 feet closer to you. Normally, pulling the creature closer to you isn't ideal, but with this combo, it might be worth it. Spike Growth creates a 20-foot radius sphere of hard spikes and thorns at a point within 150-foot range of the caster. That area becomes difficult terrain, and for every 5 feet a creature moves within it, deals 2d4 damage to that creature. The nice thing is that Spike Growth doesn't specify how they move, it only specifies if they move. Meaning you can cast Spike Growth on a target and then use Thorn Whip to pull them 10 feet through the spikes. If this ability hits, it deals a d6 plus 2d4 damage, and since Spike Growth is concentration, you could potentially kite them around the spikes, continually doing the same thing. Similar to the Conjuration type combo, this Spike Growth combo is viable with a multitude of different spells, but I like it specifically because it's an easier combo to pull off at lower levels. Okay, next up we have a fun one that I like to call Blast and Burn. I'm really trying on these names, guys, I really am. This is the classic combination of the 2nd level spell Web and the 3rd level spell Fireball. Now, I feel like I don't need to explain what Fireball does, but just in case you don't know, it's a big explosion. Web, on the other hand, creates a sticky web that fills 20-foot cube area on the ground. This web creates difficult terrain, lightly obscures the area, however any creature that starts its turn in the web must make a dex save or be restrained. The web is also flammable, and that's kind of where the fun comes in. When the web catches fire, it deals 2d4 damage to any creature that starts a turn in there. And in case you're unaware, the restraint condition gives disadvantage on all dexterity saving throws. And I think we see what's coming next. So the combo here is twofold. First, you cast web and hope they get stuck in it. This increases the likelihood that they're going to fail their dexterity save, and if they start their next turn and they're still alive somehow, then they'll burn for an additional 2d4 damage, which isn't a lot, but it's a nice bonus. So while this combination doesn't do a lot of damage, it is available at level 5, which makes it incredibly potent for when it becomes available. The combo here is more focused on improving the Fireball, as 8d6 damage is a whole lot, specifically if you're using it right when you get access to level 5. So yeah, that's Blast and Burn. Let's go ahead and move on to the final combo of the video that I like to call Accursed Whispers. This is the combination of the 3rd level spell Bestow Curse and the 1st level spell Dissonant Whispers. Now this is a cool spell. Assuming that Bestow Curse works, this is effectively impossible to deal with. Let's walk through it. Bestow Curse forces a wisdom saving throw on a creature, or it has a bunch of negative effects. Those effects are, you can choose an ability score to give disadvantage on all checks and save using that score. They have disadvantage on all attacks against you. At the beginning of their turn, they have to make a wisdom save, or it wastes their entire action doing nothing, and any damage you deal to that creature deals an extra d8 damage. This is one of those really rare spells that plays into itself, where if you give it disadvantage on wisdom save, then it has disadvantage on its save to actually do something each turn that the spell actually caused. Not to mention, wisdom saves are one of the least proficient saves in 5e, which essentially makes it much higher likely that they're going to fail the save anyways. And that's just the Bestow Curse half of the spell. The second part is the Dissonant Whispers. This spell forces a wisdom saving throw, and on a failure, the target takes 3d6 psychic damage and has to use its reaction to move as far away from you as possible. But if they're cursed, not only do they have disadvantage on the wisdom save, they also take an extra d8 damage. This combination has an incredibly high probability of just not letting your target get anywhere near you. If they succeed on their save to actually be able to do something on their turn, then they also need to succeed on the Dissonant Whispers save. If they fail either, they just don't get to do anything, or they run away as fast as possible. This combo is a never-ending loop, and quite honestly, it sounds way too good to be true, but it just works. This combination right here, if you want to piss off your DM, this is how you piss off your DM. I'm sorry, DMs. But that concludes our 5 overpowered spell combinations for D&D 5e. If you like this content, like I mentioned early on, I have a few videos like this that I've posted in the description box below for you to go check out. Also, I would love to hear what other combinations you've come up with in your games. I love reading comments and I almost always reply to all of them, and who knows, I might even feature your combo in the next video. But with that all being said, thank you all very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on Friday.